Good morning, long lost beginning farmer friends. I am your long lost beginning farmer, Ethan. I haven't posted a video in a long time, and I'll tell you why today. But first, I've been checking the 4430 over because we've got the mower hooked up. We're gonna go mow hay today. I was all set. I was just topping off the fluids at 7:23 a.m. Takes me about an hour to get over there. I was hoping to get over there between 8:30 and 9 and start mowing and put in a long day of mowing. I got the mower ready, fluids topped off, new blades on it, so I was all ready to go. But thankfully, I was checking stuff over because when I checked stuff over, I noticed that this bolt looked a little less tight than it should be on the loader. And this bolt right here looked a little less there, period. In fact, I think, yeah, there's what's left of it. So I need to go get a socket, tighten. I think I'll just take that one off, to be completely honest. And then I need to go into town and get the right size bolt. I'll take that one in with me. Not exactly how I had the morning started, but it is better to figure it out now than bouncing around that hayfield. I think I'm going to get two of these because it's kind of been wallered out a little bit, as obviously it's been loose for a little while. So I think what I can do is push down on the loader when I get back to line these holes up perfectly. I don't know. The reason that I haven't been vlogging, the reason I haven't been putting out YouTube videos, that's what I'm going to explain today, and it's going to be a confession. Let's just put it that way. Little adjustment from the loader, and we should be good to go. I think that will hold. I've got that bolted down. I'm gonna go check the bolts on the other side, because if this one was loose, maybe that one was loose. All right, farmers, here we go. We are running 45 minutes behind schedule, which is basically the amount of time that it took me to drive to town, buy two bolts, come back, set two bolts on. So in theory, we are running right on time if I hadn't broken something. Back to the subject at hand really quickly, which is why haven't I been recording videos? And I'll be completely honest, and I'll put a link up above my shoulders here, but a while back I released a video called Crooked Gap Farm or My Farm or something. But anyway, the whole gist of the video was Crooked Gap Farm 2.0. That's been a failure. We'll talk about it today. Not sure if you're going to be able to see it over my shoulder here out my dirty window, but every time I drive past this hog building on the way over to the hayfield, it's always kind of mind-boggling to me. And I don't chagrin anybody from having a hog building like that necessarily, but that building is like 1,000 head, 2,000 head, depending on the size of the pigs. Sometimes they bring in some small pigs, sometimes they finish out pigs. It's like 5-6 years of growing pigs for me. It's all in one building, and they do it a few times a year. Always mind-boggling. All right, 9:19. Got maybe another 20 minutes of driving to do. I'll see you when we get there. Made it. We are gonna put the mower down, swing it out, and we're gonna start mowing. I don't know exactly how many acres I'm gonna do. This field is the best field, so we'll see what it makes, but I'll be mowing for a while, I know that much. I've been going for roughly an hour now, I think. What I wanted to talk about today, though, is what I've been alluding to this whole time, and that is my failure this summer of Crooked Get Farm 2.0. And to be completely honest with you, that's the reason that I haven't been filming, because I'm just not happy with where I was. Like, I made this bold proclamation that we are going to get to Get Farm 2.0. We're ready to take the farm from what we did in the beginning to where we are now, and it hasn't happened. This whole time, since the very beginning of starting this farm, really I felt like we've been a 2 steps forward, 3 steps backward, or 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And I don't know. For example, this year, I haven't got the things done on the farm that are priorities. I have not got the freezer put in yet. I have not got the farrowing building put in yet. I have not got the cattle herd to where it needs to be. I have been working on getting the sheep to where they need to be, and I have been like really jacking up our farmers market sales, although we've kind of hit I don't know, summer lull, I guess I would call it, which I think it's just to be expected with the ebbs and the flows of the market. We'll see what happens as we move into the last 3 months of the farmers market season. But so I've had good farmers market sales, I've had bad efficiency things on the farm, which is what I really wanted to get to this summer. So I'm going to keep mowing, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about, as I mow, what those efficiency things need to be that I haven't done. I'll also tell you what it's worth, because while there has been some major failures in Crooked Gap 2.0, there have been some mild successes, and I don't want to skip over those. Alright, that is the first field done. It took almost exactly 4 hours, which is almost exactly what I assumed it would take. All of this was done over there. But again, we're not talking about this. We're talking about why I haven't recorded and what has failed. I want to talk about the bad first, but before we can talk about the bad, as I've been driving around here, right at the very end, I've noticed that I've got a hydraulic leak. So speaking of bad, that's kind of seems like what's happening lately. When I raise this, I've just got fluid shooting out, and you can look at the tire here, and it is all sorts of hydraulically covered. So I think what I have to do is raise it up and come back here and see where it's squirting out of. I am not going to leave you here, this camera here, because I really want a camera covered in hydraulic oil. Let's go check it out. Here's what's going on is it is coming out of this fitting, and the fitting was really loose right there, but as I tightened it up as it was running, it's just got tighter, but also continued to come out. I've got it as tight as it's gonna go, but as I was looking at the other one over there, it looks like there's a bushing or an O-ring that sits on top of that. I don't have that. It doesn't look like there is one there, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna go start it up again, see if tightening it down did anything. If not, we might be on to plan B. As you can see, it's just pouring out and pouring out and pouring out. I'm gonna drop it back down, turn the tractor off, and then maybe get on my phone, see if I can look up this piece of equipment on John Deere's online parts deal, see if there is something that's worn out that I can replace. That would be easy. Easy would be good.
Equipment.
I am looking for an O-ring R26448.
Okay, we have 31 of them.
Alright, that's what I needed to know.
Alright.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. Well, they've got 31 of them. I don't know if you heard that. Problem is, I am here, John Deere is there, and I don't have a truck or vehicle or anything like that. So I guess I got another phone call to make. The mower is checked. It's in good shape minus that cylinder that's leaking like a sieve. I think what I'm going to do is fire it back up. I just need to travel to where the next field is, and then I should be able to just put it down and leave it down and keep mowing. On the way to the next field, let's talk about the bad things. Like, what is not getting done with Crooked Gap Farm 2.0 that is discouraging, frustrating, however you want to put it. Back in 2020, when I started YouTubing a little bit more and putting my journey out there, one of the things that I talked a lot about was becoming more lean as a farm, not as in like the money we spend, but our processes, efficiencies, things like that, things that really matter to the everyday aspects of our farm and our family, really, because I think our jobs and our families are interconnected. You guys probably know what I'm talking about there. So I wanted to get lean, I wanted to get more efficient, I wanted to improve my infrastructure, things like the walk-in freezer, things like pig fencing, things like the sheep herd. Those were all things that I talked about. Things like pig farrowing, because I had to buy feeder pigs and there weren't feeder pigs available when I needed to buy feeder pigs or from where I was used to getting feeder pigs from. And so I started thinking lean, and I need to improve these systems, and I need to take the next step. And one by one, I haven't done those things. The freezer is moved. You've seen that video. I moved it a little bit more to put it into place where I am ready for the freezer person to come. But I haven't been able to connect with them timeline-wise or anything like that, so the freezer's not done. A farrowing building, it's not even on my radar right now. As far as like having the pigs where I want them to be, and infrastructure for the woodlots and the pastures, that's not even close. I had like in the back of my mind, it wasn't something that I was telling anyone about, but I had like watering systems on my mind and things like that. Cattle herd, I talked about selling cows like months ago. Well, I've got cows for sale now, finally, but it's taken me too long. What I'm trying to say is, like, I had all of these ideas of what I needed to do in order to lean down our farm, to get to Crooked Gap Farm 2.0. To be completely honest with you, it has been a one step forward. We'll get to the one step in a second. 2 steps backwards. All right, we're at the field. Let's get back to mowing. You know those fancy tractors that like the sweet seat swivels so you can look off at what you're doing? Yeah, that'd be awesome. There we go, $1.51 later, we've got the solution to all the problems that ail us as far as this hydraulic leak goes. At least that's what I hope. Before we left off, we were kind of talking about like the bad stuff, like why Crooked Gap Farm 2.0 wasn't happening. And to be completely honest, like if we're gonna break it down as to why Crooked Gap Farm 2.0 isn't happening, it's on the farmer, and that's about as far as the blame needs to go. It hasn't been all bad though. You wanna know a funny story? I had 2 of these crescent wrenches earlier, and then I drove away and decided to keep going. And now I've got 1. Oh well. Alright, so we were talking about the good and the bad, and really focusing on the bad just a second ago. It does look like that is bad, so hopefully this will solve our problems. But it hasn't been all bad this summer. Now, some of the stuff that has been bad this summer has been really bad, and it was important stuff that I wanted to attack and tackle this summer. On the opposite end of the spectrum, like I said earlier, this has been one of our better farmers market seasons yet. We implemented some changes as to how we do the market as far as our setup and things like that. I've documented that in previous videos. Again, I'll try to put a link up above one of my shoulders wherever that goes. But along with that, those are the words I was looking for, we've seen improved sales, and so that's the direction we need to go. You know, it's not just about efficiency on the farm. Obviously, we need to be able to have the sales to make the money to run the farm. And with the improved sales that we've seen at the market, we've been moving in the right direction. That almost seems too easy, doesn't it? Let's put this back together. With the improved sales, we've been able to reach more customers, which has allowed us to make more contacts, which has allowed us to make more sales and meet more customers. So I think we're headed in the right direction as far as sales go. I wonder though, are we headed in the right direction as far as this repair goes? Let's find out. I don't see anything squirting up in the air from here like it was earlier, so let's go check it out. Nothing seems to be leaking from where I put the seal. Maybe a little bit from that hydraulic hose fitting because I didn't have any Teflon tape. There was Teflon tape on there before. You know what I say? Good enough for who it's for. Let's keep mowing, we'll keep talking. So maybe you're thinking to yourself, what's the big deal, Ethan? You didn't make Crooked Gap Farm 2.0. What's, who cares? Farming is always ups and downs. It always will be ups and downs. And so why the big deal about not making it or not making progress on Crooked Gap Farm 2.0? I mean, at least that's what I'm thinking. Or maybe you're thinking, what's the big deal, Ethan? Why didn't you record any videos? I mean, I thought the whole point of this thing was to show what small-scale farming was really about. And if you're not showing the ups and downs, what are you really showing? And I'm thinking the same thing too. But to be completely honest with you, it was discouraging. It's discouraging that I was making progress, but not the progress that I wanted to make. And then it kind of just set me in this loop of not getting things done that needed to get done, and I know need to get done. And so I didn't record any videos. I'm gonna get my head down. I'm gonna put my head down. That's the phrase I was looking for. And keep mowing. I'll check in with you in a little bit. Oil's still doing good in the gearbox on there. It is now 6:49 p.m. I started at about 9:45, give or take a few minutes. I've got one field left. It's a bigger-ish field. I guess my camera doesn't want to stay put, so I don't know. There's more stuff here than there was last time. How many bales there'll be? I guess there's only one way to find out. I've got about 2 hours left of daylight and twilight. I'll check in with you before the end of the night. One thing we got to talk about is, okay, you realize you haven't made progress on Crooked Gap Farm 2.0. So what? What do we do now? I'll think about that while we're rolling around. 8 o'clock now. Sun is about ready to set. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to get it done, but if I don't get it done, the amount that I'll have to do tomorrow morning will be minuscule compared to what I've knocked out today. All in all, it's been a pretty successful day mowing, and we'll finish it off as best we can. Speaking of finishing off, I think that's how I have to attack what Crooked Gap Farm 2.0 looks like. And that is, I just need to put my head down and finish it off, or start it off, or keep doing what I'm doing and not worry about the steps backwards, but really lean into the encouragement and the help that I have. My wife and so many other people in my life, family members, kids, they're all supportive. I really need to lean into the support that they're giving, the help that they're giving, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, whatever it is. And I need to be thankful for that. And instead of getting stuck on what I am not accomplishing, I think that's the best that I can come up with. I've been riding around. I've been in my little silent zone as I rode around right now, because you can only listen to so many podcasts. Radio's not getting any reception. Might have something to do with not having an antenna. So that's what I came up with. I hope you all are having a good day wherever you are. If you made it this far in the video, or if you still find these videos, put a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I'll try to let you know what's not working in Cricket Cat Farm 2.0, or I guess I should say what hasn't happened yet. I'll try to keep telling the story as best I can. Oh goodness. Well, as you can see by not being able to see, it got dark. There's really no moon tonight. The bug sounds are amazing, but I don't have rear lights on the tractor. My front lights are not super bright. I was about an hour short of light. Oh well, I'll finish it tomorrow.